Okay, so today the plan is to put the line out, put the boat in first, put the line out, get it all ready, and then we'll be business as usual after that. This year we're planning on trying to do a bait video and then a check video. The bait video, it'll also be a check video. Usually there'll be some bait on there, but we don't bait really good, you know, that often. It's kind of expensive, time consuming. So sometimes we'll just come and check the line, and then, you know, a few days later, we have to come every day, but a few days later we'll decide, okay, today's a good day, conditions are right, we're gonna go and get some good bait and put it on, and then we'll show that, because a lot of people are wondering why we don't bait, but we do. Usually it was off camera. And then the next video will be us checking that. It'll be the next day, but it'll probably be a few days later. I'm gonna shoot for 2 a week, Wednesday-ish, and then Saturday-ish. And we're gonna try to do a few videos. So this video might be coming out about April, hopefully not too much later than that. And I need to stock up a few videos to stay ahead of the game, because I'm gonna try to stick to 2 per week. And then every now and then we might do a special episode, going out on the lakes, doing some type of conventional fishing, and maybe even some noodling, and then occasionally, just to get caught up and just for the fun of it, I'll throw some outtake videos in there. So I'm gonna give you kind of a tour around our little operation we got here. We're in Cromwell, Kentucky, right on the Green River here. And as you can tell, it's still kind of high. If you were a subscriber last year, it's not real bad though, it's manageable. And then we have this cabin here on the riverbank, and it has been underwater. As you can tell, the insulation had to be ripped out because the water actually got all the way up to this doorknob. You can see the line on the door still, and that was from the 2010 flood. So we kind of built it a little too low. We thought we built it too high, to be honest, but and it's just the normal stuff. It's real dirty in here. Somebody threw a couch in here. There's a shelf with some of my buckets, some of the chemicals and lubricants and stuff that we use for the boat. And then we got our life jackets. Nobody sleeps in here, as you can tell. Too many spiders. It really needs a good shop vac, but I like to use it for storage, and this year I'm going to try to use it a little bit more for making videos, because making them in my apartment in Bowling Green hasn't exactly kind of fit the style of the videos. Okay, so here's the supplies. It might not be everything, but I tried to lay as much as I could out just to show you guys what we use. So this year we're actually going to use something that we haven't used before, and that is the already made trot line. It's got the swivels already on it. The reason we decided to go to swivels is because the method that we are using is almost 24 hours, just under 24 hours to check the trot line, and that is about 12 more hours than I'm used to. And some of the fish were twisting off, and they were just on there a little longer than usual. So we think adding the swivels, which I'm too lazy to do myself, so I went ahead and got these lines. There's a black line and a white line, and we're going to kind of mix them up. And we're going to try to run these trot lines up and down the river instead of across, especially in the spring here because of the current. The river coming up and down is just too much pressure on it. We went with the Mustad hooks. Last year we used 6/0, but those are actually a little bit too big. We were just really fishing for the big ones. The main reason I use these is because of the eye, and they're good hooks. They're offset, and we're planning on putting 50 hooks out total. So 20 hooks per trot line. That'd be 2 trot lines, and then we're going to do 10 tree lines. And I've already got most of the leaders made up. Basically it's just the hook with a leader, and we went ahead and added these snaps on the end so that we could move the trot line a little bit easier. Usually I just tie it right to the trot line, but not this year. And then we'll use that string for tree lines. And these right here, because we are planning on moving the trot line to different places throughout the year, these are trot line rollers. You just put them on there, and they will roll out. It's a little bit better than putting it on a tire tool like I usually do. And that's pretty much it. There's some bricks. Turns out I live right beside Lee Brick and Block, and I went over there and they had a bunch of bricks piled up in the back. They said that I could get, and really they're only like 10 cents a piece. So all these years me searching for bricks has been for nothing really. And then we got a marker with some duct tape to mark our trot lines, and then of course we got some extra lines and stuff. Some of the other stuff we're using, I had this scale last year but I never did use it, but we're gonna try to use this a little bit more often. And then of course some line and some hooks to catch bait if we feel like it. And I got this aerator. It's a real big one, but it's supposed to be a quiet one. We had a problem last year. Whenever we were recording, it was just too loud, so we had to turn it off, and that was causing issues with dying fish or the video being messed up. And then of course we got the nets and some hooks, and I got some bungee cords to try to save any cameras that might fall out of the boat. And then I did buy a new gas tank. I think I've already showed that. And then we went ahead and got another fire extinguisher because the last one we got, I wasn't sure it even worked. And a couple more new life jackets to make us legal. The only ticket I've ever gotten on the river has been for life jackets. And then of course I've had the boat moved several times this year. Usually I put it at the bait shop, but this year we left it down here on the riverbank, and it wasn't a good move because the river has been up probably to where the top of the boat is right now. And as you can tell, we did have an outhouse and it finally floated up. It used to sit right over there. It was tied, but I guess the rope broke, and it floated up, and now it's sitting right there beside our gate. So we're gonna have to do something with that. It's not like anybody really used it anyway. So like I said, the plan today is to try to put this boat in the river. As you know, if you've been a subscriber, my truck blew up last year, and I have a car, and it's just not economical for me to get a truck to use just once or twice a year. So I'm gonna have to borrow a vehicle. But actually the river's up high enough that and our dock is kind of slid up on the bank a little bit, and it could be easily slid off. But what I'm gonna try to do is put my boat on that and then slide it off. The boat doesn't really weigh that much. I've been dragging it around. The motor is the most heavy thing on there, so I'm going to try to put this in the river.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Oh shit. Cut that out. Okay, and this is why I don't usually come by myself. so I can have somebody here to talk me out of dumbass shit like that. Kind of choppy today. Still up, but I think we're gonna do it. Haven't got it all set up yet. I got a couple cameras here, but the audio is gonna be something that we're gonna have to figure out how to do. But I'm gonna need a second person, that's for sure. So if I can't get somebody today, I'll see you in the next video.